What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Avengers Infinity War movie review. So I am going to actually do this video spoiler free. I did post up on the community tab on this channel about whether you wanted spoilers or not in the first video, and you all were resounding no, you want a spoiler free video and a spoiler video. You want them separate, so I will be doing those separately, and I will be, straight after I record this one, I'm going to do my spoiler video as well. So if you're new to the channel, please do consider dropping a like down below if you enjoyed the video at the end, and also subscribing with notifications on so you never miss a video if you do happen to actually enjoy this video, which would be great. But Avengers Infinity War is absolutely stunning. Now, I am going to put some full disclosure here. I am a big Marvel fanboy, a massive Marvel fanboy in regards to the films. I absolutely adore all the films. The first Avengers I felt was a bit lackluster. I felt it didn't have much substance, but regardless, I still enjoyed it. Age of Ultron I didn't enjoy really at all. It just felt completely flat, and Ultron was a complete and utter misstep. And finally here in Avengers Infinity War, we actually have an adaptation which is fitting for the silver screen. So the adaptations here of Infinity War and Infinity and many other Thanos stories peppered around, well, they do fit perfectly here, and I have to say Josh Brolin lends a hell of a lot of gravitas to the role of Thanos. Even though he is simply just CGI, I think that he really does nail being that mad titan. And what's weird in this is that you actually kind of understand where Thanos is coming from. Yes, he wants to destroy everything we love, but he actually has a point. And a lot of it is quite pertinent to conservation with the huge plastic crisis here in the UK. And it's weird. It's weird because he speaks a lot of sense. Well, he doesn't go about things, you know, the right way, but you kind of get it. But I think that the adaptation of Thanos and really his introduction in the movie is just stunning. It is just amazing. It blows it out of the water, and quite a lot of the times the directors and the writers will say, you're gonna love this is gonna be great. And I really feel that Josh Brolin got under the skin of Thanos. I've seen a lot of interviews of him wanting to actually understand the dude who he's portraying, and he does. He really does get that. And the Russo brothers, when they said that from the moment, the start, you'll understand how much of a threat Thanos actually is. Well, we did. We did. And I have to say, he's the best villain yet. And a lot was riding on Thanos actually being a decent villain, because the fact is, this has been 10 years. This is 10 years of movies that have led up to this. He was introduced in a post-credit scene in the first Avengers. And speaking of post-credit scenes, you're going to want to stay till the end. You're going to want to stay right to the end. There's only one. There's only one. If you want to know what it is without seeing the movie, I do talk about it in a separate video on this channel. So go ahead there if you want spoilers. And speaking of spoilers, if you don't want spoilers, probably not a good idea to scroll down in these comments as well. Just a nice little warning for you there. But once you've seen the movie, I will be doing a full spoiler review. But back on the topic of Thanos, it is done expertly. He is a massive threat throughout the film. He has emotion, he has motivation, he has everything. And you know what? Most importantly, he doesn't have jokes. He's not wisecracking like Ultron was. He's not cracking jokes or whatever. He is serious, and the comedy and the humour in this movie is so well balanced. I am beyond impressed with the writers. Now there is some tonal shifts. There is some massive tonal shifts, because we are flitting between New York, Nilvadir, in space with the Guardians, we're on Titan, we're in Wakanda, we're in Scotland, which I love the fact that they had a really poignant scene with Vision and Scarlet Witch. And in the background, you can see a poster that says, "We'll deep fry your kebab." You couldn't get any more Scotland than that. That was just absolutely hilarious. And I'd love to see the international audiences react to what that even actually means. I mean, maybe they're going to go for a deep fried kebab after Avengers 4. Maybe instead of shawarma now, but I did enjoy that. Now, there was some bad things, and I'm as biased as I am, there was a lot of things which was a bit of a disappointment. The Black Order, or as they're known in this film, the Children of Thanos, are some of the most scary things in the comics. They're in the Infinity story, which is where we have the whole thing when Wakanda's being attacked, and we have the Avengers way off in space, and they were free, the Black Order were free to attack Earth. So we actually had the Black Order, we had Ebony Maw, Corvus Glaive, Proxima Midnight, Black Dwarf, or Cull Obsidian, as he is in this one. And, well, it was just a bit of a letdown. They were easily dispatched. Most of them were actually quite easily killed. And that's what's annoying, because they're supposed to be the ultimate and supreme of Thanos's people that he's come across, and they are his followers, and and it comes to it, they're just nothing. And it's a real shame, because we do see some really cool backstory, some of the really, really good backstory with Thanos and Gamora and the Chitauri, but we never actually learn about this Children of Thanos, and they're just gone. It's kind of blink and you'll miss it stuff, which is really frustrating, because Ebony Maw pretty much stole the show in every single scene he was in. The dude who played Ebony Maw was amazing. His voice was great. Proxima Midnight was great. Corvus Glaive was, well, pointless. But he's great in the comics, and he's really scary, and there's a whole story with him. They have a whole fleshed out story. But here, there's not much, really, any of that. And that's a real shame to me. It is a real shame that the Black Order were a bit of a letdown. And the CGI was really off, especially on Proxima Midnight. There were some scenes where we had lots of close-ups on her face, and she was quite clearly CGI. It felt really kind of fake. I know it's CGI, but with Thanos, I never felt that. Obviously, he looks a lot different to like a humanoid. He's got the weird sort of face and things like that. But he felt haggard. He felt like dirt was on his face and things like that. It just was a real shame. Now, what was really good here was that there was a major, major shock. And I'm not talking about that cameo. I'm talking about that return. And I'm not going to talk about it in this video in depth, but I will be talking about it in my spoiler video. So there is a lot of shocks in this. There is just a lot of really, really cool shocks, lots of cool returns, lots of stuff, and it really did feel like a homecoming. Maybe it's because I've actually watched every single movie from January the 1st each week up until this event, and it really did flow well. And I really do think that, like I said, there was a lot of tonal shifts as we switch between all the different teams that actually work. And I really do like the fact that James Gunn had actually written the Guardians of the Galaxy scenes. He wrote all of the dialogue, so that fits in very, very well there, and those scenes do really work as well. And it's nice to see that Thor actually carries on with his tone that he actually had in Thor Ragnarok. But by the end of it, he's kicking ass, and there are some really, really cool scenes where we actually see the full awesome might, the power of Thor. So that's really cool as well. And I have to say, the ending was interesting. And when we say that there's a lot of deaths, there's a hell of a lot of deaths. But part of me is worried that we are just going to actually have these just be reset, because we know what happens. But I won't tell you exactly what goes on. But you'll kind of get it. If you've read the comics, you'll understand what was actually going on and what this all means, especially with the post-credit scene as well, which is just awesome. I really did love that. But the whole film does work. they do actually they've got all of the spinning plates of the Guardians, the main Avengers. We've got Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, we've got Hulk as well, and it does really, it does kind of connect and flow perfectly. I was worried that parts of the movie wouldn't work, or the story, the adaptation wouldn't work, just simply because they're missing a lot of the characters. Especially Ultron was a bad adaptation of a comic, which was absolutely just so cool. And here we didn't have Adam Warlock, and we didn't have Silver Surfer, albeit Silver Surfer was replaced by Bruce Banner. His kind of herald of Thanos' coming was almost from the screen, or from the actual pages of the comic, right up on the screen as well. And there's also Easter eggs aplenty. So that is it for this video. Please drop a like, please subscribe down below if you enjoy, and I will be doing a full Easter egg video and a full spoiler review as well. So that is it for this video. Please drop a like, please subscribe. See you soon. Goodbye.